Hey there, everyone. Welcome back. I know I haven't posted in a while, but I am back, and I figured I would, and because as most of you know, today is the start of the NFL season, so I figured that I would show you like my week 1 predictions, and then my fantasy teams maybe, and yeah. And also I'll share my division predictions for like which divisions think are gonna, like which teams I think are gonna come in first, second, third, and fourth in their division. Without further ado, let's get to it. As you can see, I am heading there now, and these are where the photos are for my week 1 predictions. So let's go to the AFC here. So for starters, hold on, I don't know why I left it, but okay. For starters, I have the Steelers at the Bills. I predicted the Bills winning this one. I mean, they have the home field advantage, and yeah, I just saw them winning this. And one more thing, I'm gonna go quick with these because I don't really want to bore anyone necessarily, so I'm gonna try my best to go quick with them, but I'll see. Then the Jaguars against the Texans. I mean, I predicted the Jaguars to win. I mean, Trevor Lawrence is definitely going to do well, and against this Texans team, who I actually see getting the first pick this season for like the 2022 draft after this season. So yeah. Then there's the Browns at the Chiefs. A game that is supposed to be, like, I would say pretty close, because the Browns, they're like definitely like a Super Bowl contender, and they did disappoint last year a little bit, but not too much really. They were still pretty good. So realistically, but I still ended up going with the Chiefs because they're like the best team. Like, compared to the Buccaneers, I mean, I don't know. The Buccaneers and the Chiefs, I mean, if you asked me that, I'd take a couple of minutes to think about it, but in the end, I'd probably say Chiefs. Then the Dolphins at Patriots. Well, I went with the Patriots just because they have the home field advantage. You know, most of the time, the Patriots do really well in Foxborough, so I saw them winning. Though Mac Jones is going to have to get used to playing for them, so that's why this one took some actual consideration. But in the end, I would say this game is probably like the closest game. The Patriots only win by a field goal. Then we have the Ravens at Raiders. This game was another game that I had to think a lot about, but not as much. I went with the Ravens because, I saw this more as a bit of an upset rather than, a game that actually took thought. I mean, I figured, Lamar Jackson, these past 2 years, Lamar Jackson's week 1s were actually very, well and all. He did very well with them, so I was thinking that, hey, why not could he have a third chance? He'll definitely do good again. So with that being said, I think the Ravens, get the win over the Raiders, but trust me, the Raiders, they're gonna do good too. Yeah. Now we head on to AFC versus NFC. We have the Vikings at Bengals. I went with the Vikings because, the Bengals, they still have a lot to rebuild and develop, and the Vikings, they're just a pretty good team. And Joe Burrow, meanwhile, he was a good quarterback for the games that he played. Of course, I'm not putting his expectations so high like other people are. Honestly, I expect him to, be at a lower level than Justin Herbert and maybe even Tua, because, no, maybe not Tua, I don't know. Honestly, I see him being at a lower level than, the better majority of the quarterbacks in this league, but that'll be for another conversation. So then, the Seahawks at Colts. I chose the Seahawks getting the advantage because the Colts are a good team, don't get me wrong, but there's definitely a couple of big-time positions there that they still need to fix. And I'm not even sure how Carson Wentz is going to do for the Colts yet. And Yeah, so that's going to be a bit of a concern. So, but I mean, the Russell Wilson and the Seahawks, they never failed to perform. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks. Then now we have the Chargers at the Washington Football Team. I chose the Washington Football Team because of their home advantage and just because they have more positions covered. But I mean, the Chargers, they're definitely gonna get a few good wins this year. I'm not really sure about like getting to the playoffs, but they'll definitely get something. So they'll definitely do something and get somewhere. Then now we have the Jets at Panthers. Well, Sam Darnold is getting his revenge game on week 1, as I predict the Panthers to win. I mean, think about it. The Panthers have a lot of good offensive weapons, and then I mean, they do have. They do have the home advantage, so that's going to be very good for them. But yeah, against the Jets, I mean, they have Zach Wilson, who seemed like the best quarterback in the preseason. Like, he played really well against the Giants and Packers. He played really well against the Giants and Packers, and I mean, I think Zach Wilson could definitely repeat that in the regular season, but he'll just need time. And now, I know I spent a lot more effort talking about that one, but that's just because, like, I really know a lot about the Jets, and I've been keeping tabs on Sam Darnold. And I've been keeping tabs on Sam Darnold because I do like him as a quarterback, so yeah. Then there's the Cardinals at Titans. Now, this is the real upset game of the week. I picked the Titans because of their home field advantage. That's like practically the only reason. Because honestly, the Titans, they're like good, but the Cardinals, they're supposed to be legendary this season. Like, maybe not legendary, that was too much of a word, but I mean, honestly, I just chose the Titans as like an upset, like 1 to 3 points they're gonna win by. 1 to 3 points they're gonna win by. I just chose the Titans as an upset, but in the coming weeks, the Cardinals are definitely gonna do some pretty explosive stuff. I mean, the NFC West division is easily gonna be the hardest division this year. And then now finally we have the Broncos and Giants. I picked the Broncos for this one because, I mean, the Broncos, honestly, the Giants are starting to equal up to their value in a bit of a way, but honestly, I just saw the Broncos performing better, so I went with the Broncos. But the Giants are definitely going to do something too. And now heading into the NFC, well, for the Cowboys at Buccaneers game, which is tonight, I chose the Buccaneers. Of course, they have the home field advantage. They're the Super Bowl champs. They have so many great guys all around, and the Cowboys, yeah, it's going to be tough for them to compete against that. And sure, they might get some points, but still, in the end, the Cowboys are definitely gonna. The Cowboys are definitely gonna fluke quite a bit to the Bucs. Then now, this one was really hard to decide. It was so hard that I decided to just make it a tie. The Eagles and Falcons, if I'm being honest. This was a bit tough for me to decide because, Jalen Hurts against Matt Ryan, and then, they probably, I would say, have around equal value and good players, and then, as for their coaching, they both have, somewhat new coaches coming in, so, around new coach status, or, I'm not sure if the Falcons are going into their second year with a new coach or first year. I don't exactly remember that. Sometimes my memory gets a little fuzzy, so I don't remember that. So I don't remember that. But still, I mean, this was really hard to pick. But in the end, I just figured I'd make it a tie because it's like these last couple of years, I'm pretty sure in at least 1 week, one game, I've seen a tie. So honestly, I think this year's tie game is going to be the Eagles and Falcons. Now, I know I talked a lot about that, but once I get started, I just like to dive right in. I just like to dive right in. So now we have the 49ers at Lions. So I picked the 49ers, of course, because, well, the Lions, they're definitely in big-time rebuild. And they're easily going to be a top 3 for picks in the draft. In fact, no, I think they're going to get the second pick. Like, the Lions, I would say realistically, or maybe like, I don't know, maybe like this might be a bit of, this might be a bit of a bold take, but I mean, I would say maybe they're like I don't know, no. Actually, never mind. They're actually, I would say, the second worst team in the league, realistically, or third, I don't know. Or third, because, I mean, the Falcons and Eagles, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Lions, I mean, they're a bit better. I mean, the Lions are still going to struggle a lot. And the 49ers, now that they're not swarmed of injuries, they'll try to go back to their Super Bowls. They'll try to go back to their Super Bowl status. And then now I have the Packers again. And then now I have the Packers at the Saints. I mean, this game, it wasn't as tough as I thought it was. I went with the Packers. The Packers have so much talent, and I mean, the Saints, Drew Brees retired, and Michael Thomas now, some drama has been going on with him, so I'm not sure how he's going to perform, but hopefully he'll do just fine. Then he's going to be out for the first, few weeks, I believe 5 to 6 weeks. So, honestly, he's not going to be playing much, so for the first 5 to 6 weeks, I will see the Saints struggling a bit more than average for this season. I see them getting to the playoffs, but since the Saints always find a way to blow it up in the playoffs, kind of, then again, it wasn't their fault with the Rams, but, I always see them getting to wild card or divisional round the better majority of the time, so, the one year I was like, oh my god, the Saints are finally going to make it to the Super Bowl, because, it seemed like there was a very good chance of it. Thanks to the Saints, thanks to the referees, not catching a penalty that ended up giving the Rams a chance to win it. They went on to the Super Bowl. Which honestly, personally, the only reason why I was rooting for the Pats that year was because the Rams really did not deserve that. But, still. So, honestly, yeah. But now, going on with that, the Bears at the Rams finally is the final matchup that I have here. And, well, I chose the Rams because, for starters, they have the home field advantage. And they are such a great team this year. They're going to do good. They're, going to the playoffs. If anything, they might even have a chance at the shot at the conference championships. I don't know. Maybe, they're probably, if I was to rank them in playoff tiers for all the teams that I think are going to the playoffs, the Rams would be, right in between divisional round and conference championships. Because, honestly, there's a lot of, good players on that team. Cam Akers, he did have that very bad injury, so that might help them a little less. But still, they have some pretty great talent despite that. So I see. And that gives the Rams the edge. And that gives the Rams the edge over the Bears, who have most of their rebuild done, but maybe need 2 or 3 positions to work on a bit. Or maybe not a bit, to work on more than a bit, but yeah. So those are my predictions. Those are my predictions for week 1. And in my week 2 predictions, in my week 2 predictions, I will be talking about my week 1 predictions and what I thought about this and that. So yeah. But now I think honestly that I'm just gonna head on to my division predictions now. So I'm gonna make a new Google Doc, and then now I'm gonna name it the division predictions. But I'm actually, now that I think about it, so with that being said, well, I'll get to this, actually a little later, so I'm gonna be saving this for next time. I'm gonna do it, I'll be tuning back in a little bit, thanks for watching, everyone, if you stayed up until this time, and I'll be back with the division stuff in, maybe, an hour or something, I don't know, and then after that, 10 to 15 minutes before the game starts, I'm gonna be, making a little pre-game thing, so, because I'll be covering this game for my channel, so I'll see you then, and bye, don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye.